Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Triangle Strategy Walkthrough. We've got some more main story stuff to get through. So let's start here at Whiteholm Castle. So it says, Roland takes steps to rebuild the Crown City, but Patriot and the Royalists have other ideas.
The coronation ceremony. Certainly there are more important matters to focus on right now.
A coronation is important to assuage the people's fears and restore their faith. Besides which, it is the Royalists' most fervent wish. A kingdom is only truly as strong as people believe it to be, and right now the world believes Glenbrook weak. The ceremony will be a display to the contrary.
Is this truly the remedy our situation calls for? Right now, I imagine the people care only for where their next hot meal will come from.
Rest assured, sire, House Wolford will see your subjects shan't go hungry. But trust me when I say nothing will hasten Glenbrook's return to her former glory so much as announcing the return of Regna's rightful heir. To win your subjects' hearts, you need do nothing but ascend to your position upon the throne.
You mean sit my royal backside on a fancy chair?
In a manner of speaking. A king's duty is first and foremost serving as his kingdom's symbol. You needn't trouble yourself with day-to-day governance. We will assume that burden. After all, you have only just been crowned.
There will be no ceremony. The people will tell us what they need, and you will listen to them, Patriot. That is my command.
As you wish, King Roland.
How fare things, Suette? Have the relief supplies been given to those who need it?
Well, we had received a sizable shipment of goods from Hyzant, but there are complaints. It seems very few of those goods have made it into the hands of the people.
And why is that?
We aren't certain, though apparently Patriot and the Royalists involve themselves with the distribution.
Damn those Royalists! They cannot be left to their own devices.
Okay, I don't think that there's any side quests. Nope. No. Okay. Alright, next up here is the Crown City. So it says, Frederica hears the voices of the people as she walks the city streets.
There are more who accepted Esfrost's rule than I imagined.
Glenbrook's history is long. Yet, that is why hierarchy and precedent hold sway. This is a stubborn land, my lady, not given to easy change. Though Archduke Gustadolf, acting in the name of freedom, granted privilege after privilege to the powerful. For people used to Glenbrook's rigid customs, I suppose that sort of change must have been too seductive to resist.
Perhaps, but his freedom was naught but greed and cruelty.
Lady Frederica, I've been searching everywhere for you.
A Wolfort messenger! Did you run all this way? What's happened?
My lady, I hail from Castle Wolford, bearing tidings of Lord Simon.
Has he awakened?
He has. He is in high spirits and recovering well. And he is most pleased to hear of the capital's recapture. He bids you visit Castle Wolford so he can honor you himself.
Oh, I must bring these glad tidings to Serenoa at once. How long it has been since I've seen him smile.
There is one more bit of news I have for you, my lady, but it is not so happy.
Is there some sort of trouble in the Wolford domain?
Bandits are laying waste to the Rosellan village. To our shame, Castle Wolfort does not have enough soldiers to stop this. we would beg Lord Serenoa's wisdom in this matter.
The enemy must be powerful indeed. We cannot leave the Rosellan village defenseless.
Let us inform the others. Messenger, with us.
Well, well. Things are about to get interesting.
Okay, so we've got a voting phase, it looks like, coming up here. The paths before House Wolfort diverge, meaning they will have to go their separate ways for the first time. Which way will Serenoa take?
Thank you all for helping to determine the extent of the damage to the capital. This information will be invaluable as we proceed with reconstruction. There is also happy word from Castle Wolfort. My Lord Father is awake. They say he is recovering apace and is already up and walking.
Those are glad tidings indeed.
He says he would like to see us and hear of all that has passed while he was taken ill.
Then what are we waiting for? I'll saddle the horses.
Would that we could depart at once, but the messenger brought another piece of news.
Bandits plague the outskirts of the Rosellan village.
Ain't anyone living in that village anymore, so why bother with it? Think they're looking to make themselves a cozy lair?
Whatever they want, they cannot be allowed to do as they please. We must protect the village so the Rosal have a home to return to.
Apologies for my tardiness. It's sudden, I know, but I must ask you a favor.
What is it?
I suspect Patriot and his royalists of filching relief supplies.
We've no proof it's them, but the fact remains. The people in most need of those goods are not receiving them.
The matter warrants investigating at the very least, and I would ask for Wolfort's assistance.
I see. Well, we were just discussing what we ought to do next. Allow me to explain the 3 courses of action before us. 1. Return to Castle Wolfort as my Lord Father requests. 2. Defend the Rosellan village from bandits. Or 3. Remain in the capital to investigate the royalists.
Lord Simon has recovered. What splendid news. If I could only go to him myself and thank him for all House Wolfort has done. But I cannot leave the capital in the throes of a possible scandal. Too many hold the royal family in contempt as it is.
That may be the case, but now that Lord Simon has awoken, someone must make sure he is healthy and apprise him of recent events. I would go to Castle Wolfort, Lord Serenoa, if it pleases you.
My heart breaks for the Rosellan village. Let me go to its defense, even if I must go alone.
I cannot allow that. It's far too dangerous a task for one person.
Well, I would have the Wolfort soldiers with me, of course. Besides, do you recall our first meeting?
Of course I do. You were being assailed by rogues at the port.
If you hadn't been there, who knows what would have become of me. But I am not as weak now as I was then. I am stronger, enough that I shall bring no dishonor to House Wolfort's name. My lord, have faith in me. Let me do this.
Very well.
It seems best that Benedict, Frederica, and I each attend to these pressing matters, separately.
Indeed, but the rest of us cannot be in 3 places at once. We can only choose one path to take. Bring the scales of conviction.
Alright, I cannot help but feel restless. We reclaimed the Crown City and have already begun restoration efforts. There should be no question as to what needs to be done here. And yet, something has me unsettled. Okay, so this is actually really interesting. The kind of routes we can go are, I guess there's 3 different routes. But on one of the routes, which is the route actually that I will be taking, we'll be able to get another character. The difference though is, or the even that route, I would say, kind of converges. So it's actually kind of like there's 3 routes here. Well, there's 3 routes, but on that here, let me rephrase it. There's 3 routes, but on one of the routes, there's a character that we'll get, and that's dependent on the choice that we made in Chapter 11 regarding the Rosellan. So the Rosellan portion here, again, you'll get one of 2 characters. If I understand this all correctly, that actually means that you need to play through the game 4 times to obtain every single character. Oh no, I'm sorry, maybe only 3. Let me just see if I've got the... No, it is 4. Yeah, it's 4 separate playthroughs. Wow. Well, we better get to work. Since I'm not going with the golden route, that'll be next. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm actually kind of disappointed how many times I'm gonna. Well, no, I'm not. That's not true. I'm actually having a blast playing the game, so I think that we'll be just fine. But. All right. Anyways, let's see here. So we've got 2 quality fibers here, and then there's some more items in here somewhere. Oh, so extra large HP recovery pellet times 2. Okay, so I missed something on the ground floor here. Oh, it's right there. Alright, so, well, yeah, 1,500 coin. You know, I feel like at this point, that's like half of an accessory right there. It would actually be nice if they gave us a lot more coins. It's just that at this point in the game, you know, everything is just so expensive. So, 1,500 coins even feels like a bit of a disappointment. But all right, I think the next treasures are outside, so we'll have to talk to this guy. Are you heading out, my lord? Yes, I am. Thank you. And I should say, we will be traveling to the Rosellan village to investigate the bandits. I'm tempted to kind of spoil the routes and the different characters that you get. Yeah. So maybe if you don't want to know, which I doubt, I would say maybe skip ahead about 2 minutes. But all right, so the return to Wolfort and tell Simon that Glenbrook has been reclaimed. If you go that route, you'll get Milo, which is this, you know, the dancer chick. If you remain in the Crown City and expose the corrupt royalists, that will actually allow you to get Cordelia, which is, you know, Roland's sister. And then travel to the Rosellan village and investigate the bandits. Again, there's 2 actual characters via that route, but which character you get depends on how you dealt with the Rosellans in Chapter 11. So since I sent the Rosellans back to Hyzant, we'll get Travis, the bandit leader. And the other option, if you protected the Rosellan, you'll get Trish instead, which is Travis's daughter. So, yeah, again, it's kind of, if I'm understanding this all right, it actually does mean that you need to play through the game 4 times in order to get everybody. So here's a large HP recovery pellet times 2. Let's see here. Let's see, where is... Oh, can't get down there. Oh, Amulet of Immunity. Man, that's nuts. Let's see here. I wonder who that's going to be best on. Immune to status effects. Who's going to be like the... I'm already leaning towards Gila because she can heal, you know, status effects with her ability. But like if she gets silenced, I think there's a silence in the game, right? I don't know that I've run across enemies that can do that, but that could you know, kind of shut her down. You know, there's, you know, Fury would kind of mess her up as well, right? And just make her attack. So I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards her, honestly. I'm gonna think about that though a little bit before I actually equip that. Actually, no. Let's just do it. What's there to think about? Let's be honest. Physical defense by 2. I think I'll leave that under. I think losing 1 magic attack is probably a fine. Yeah, immunity to all status ailments. That's pretty nuts. I mean, that's going to be like debuffs and stuff too, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm just trying to think through who that would be best on. It reminds me so of my Suikoden 5 playthrough there, where I suggested quite a few times that because the main character can kind of can heal, you know, status effects or remove status effects, that, you know, status effect immunity is kind of best on him, or at least silence immunity, because you know, he can't, you wouldn't be able to use that ability if you're silenced. So that's kind of my thought process of as of right now. I don't know if that's really going to be the case, and it could be the case that somebody you know, or it would be maybe better on somebody else, but as of right now, that's what we're going to go with. All right, let's talk to some people here too. Lord Serenoa, I have heard great things about you. You were appointed one of the Saintly Seven and even demonstrated your prowess as a lord of a high house in battle. How should we royalists address you from now on? God Emperor Serenoa? We were downright cowards under Azfrost's rule, but hearing stories of House Wolfort's courage in reclaiming the capital has inspired us to do better. Yeah, you better do better. To think that King Roland was alive all this time. Your house has my utmost respect for helping him reclaim the capital. My allegiance to the royal family shall not waver, not now or ever. Let's see what Milo says. Must admit, I am deeply fascinated by you, Lord Serenoa. A lord turned saint who won back his kingdom from Azfrosti clutches and saw the prince back to his throne. I can only wonder how your people will welcome such a hero at home. Pray allow me to accompany you, my lord. If I go to Wolford, I suppose Milo will be coming with me. There you go. So there's a hint as to how you get Milo, which is to go back to Wolford. Learn about Milo's destination. Okay. I think which one is the? I think that's the golden route too. So that'll be the path that I take the next, my next playthrough. If I can, gosh, I've got so many tabs open on my browser, yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. So the golden route is to go back to Wolfort. So again, that'll be the second playthrough that I do. Because I mean, I didn't know anything about the golden route when I first started playing, and I actually kind of wish that I would have, you know, gone that route first, but you know, just for the sake of the walkthrough. But I'm planning on doing a full, you know, New Game Plus walkthrough as well, because I mean, the game is just so fun. I can't stop, won't stop. All right, so here's the Superior Timber. There's one more item out here somewhere. I must be blind. Let's see here. Boom. Oh, there it was. Right here. Right behind this bench. Alright, so that should be it. Let me just see here. Make sure I got this all. The 3 inside the scales room. Large HP pellets. Amulet of immunity. And then the 2 superior items. Yeah, that's it. Awesome. Alright, there's still some information I think that we're missing. And then obviously we have our conviction choices to do. Did I talk to this guy? Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I heard some bandits were spotted on the outskirts of the Rosellan village. Rumor has it they're led by some father and daughter duo. Yep, the blast from the past. What were their names again? A father and daughter. That sounds like Travis and Trish. But what could they be after? Yeah, and there you have it. Family banditry information. So that should be it. I think I talked to this guy already. Yeah. Oops. Okay, so let's talk to this person. We have 2 conviction choices. Let me check again. I can't remember exactly who what I wanted to do for convictions here. I think I want to do utility. Is that right? Yeah, it's utility. Wow. Okay. Let's do it. God, that just seems like that's a weird choice to go with. Instead of like morality to finish out whatever. You know what? I'm not going to worry about that. I think that I'm not going to be able to recruit all of the characters that I want in this playthrough. The ones via point thresholds, right? So basically, there are 3 different characters that. Yes. Okay, so it's the only 3 characters that I don't have yet. One of them is 1,600 utility, one is 1,600 morality, and one is 1,600 liberty. And so I don't think I'm going to be able to get all 3 of those in this playthrough. My guess is, I'll have to focus on like all morality, my next playthrough to get them. So we'll see. But anyways, all right. So let's take a look here at who is this? This is the Glenbrook Noble. So we royalists, along with Minister Patriot himself, are helping to rebuild the capital. We must reverse all the changes that Frost has wrought and see the Crown City back to its former glory. I know that there are many problems facing the kingdom now, but us royalists are more than happy to take care of everything. Okay, so again, I want to go with utility for this. So if you want our trust, tell us everything you learned about Esfrost under their rule, which is the bottom option here. I wish I could, my lord, but Archduke Gustadolf had us doing only the most menial of tasks. There isn't anything I can tell you. I should have suspected as much. There's no way Gustadolf would tell anything to those he couldn't trust. I do remember one thing, though. Minister Patriot said that Lady Erica always wanted fresh fruit and wine brought to her room. I see. Thank you for your help. Yeah, it doesn't seem... Is that useful information? Alright, anyways. Here's the Glenbrook soldier. Our salt reserves are running low. We must restore trade with Hyzant as soon as possible. As one of the Saintly Seven, isn't there anything you can do? Alright, so top option is liberty, middle is utility, and bottom is morality. So I am going with the utility choice here again. So middle. If we rush into negotiations, we may be taken advantage of. It is in our best interest to wait for the opportune moment. Boy, that'd be a tough pill to swallow. Aye, negotiations ought to be done with a level head after all. Our reserves won't last forever, but will hold long enough. I would think stores of salt nearly depleted after the trade stop. We already had some stocked up for emergencies, but this frosty army brought a whole bunch more. So the duchy has salt to spare. I suppose that really means they were preparing for war for some time. You have put my mind at ease, Lord Wolford. I cannot thank you enough. That really put your mind at ease? I don't know. Well, let's go back and do the voting. Bum, ba, da, bum, bum, bum. Okay, so let's see who we have to convince here, and I'm gonna save. I need to convince Benedict, because we're gonna go back to the Rosellan village. So, all right. So, as a steward of House Wolford, it is my duty to let Lord Simon know what happened while he was ill. Benedict has already chosen a path. Oh, I can't convince him at all. Okay, I guess that's to be expected. Let's check with Roland and Huette as well. I assume they say the same thing. I will remain here in the capital, but you needn't worry about me. You must decide where you need to be, friend. Roland has chosen a path. We may have freed the capital from Esfrost's clutches, but there is still so much work to be done. As a member of the Kingsguard, I wish to stay here and help unify the Crown City. Okay, no, so we can actually persuade Huette. So I'm going to say we should look into the bandits spotted near the Rosellan village. You want us to make for the Rosellan village? Are you certain this is the best time for that? Okay, let's see here. Where is Huette? Okay, I'm not seeing... Oh yeah, Rosellan. Okay, so it looks like actually the bottom option is the best. So now is the time for Roland to show his people what their new king is capable of. We must put our faith in him and focus our attention elsewhere.
Good point.
Suppose you are right. This is a critical moment for him as king. If the people saw that House Wolford had a hand in resolving the problem, they may be hesitant to acknowledge his power. Perhaps the capital is best left in King Roland's hands after all. I see now your reasons for wanting to visit the Rosellan village. And so she's deep in thought. Let's see here. Alright, so we need to talk to... Okay, we don't need to talk to these two because they're already on our side. Roland won't be moved. Neither will Benedict. So it looks like Anne and Eredor are the only options left here. Let's save.
Lord Saranoa.
Finally managed to rout the Esfrosti forces from the capital, but it seems our busy days are not over yet. Now we must decide which issue requires our attention most. Alright, so we should look into the bandits spotted near the Rosellan village. You would have us accompany Lord Frederica, my lord? Alright, where is Anna? My girl Anna. Oh, what? I'm not even seeing this option in her. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to just try both of these probably. I'm curious as to what the bandits seek in the Rosellan village. They would not go there without purpose.
Certainly.
Now that you mention it, it does seem strange. What could they be hoping to find there? Do you think they heard the Rosellan legend and know something about the key? I suppose we won't know for sure until we ask them ourselves. Having bandits in our domain is certainly a problem that concerns House Wolford, and yet... Right, so Anna's deep in thought for that choice. Let's give the second one a shot. Yeah, it actually does look like that top option is the better option for her, but let's see. Alright, so the Rosellan village, as far as though it may be, it still falls within Wolford, and I cannot turn a blind eye to anyone who seeks to disrupt our domain. Of course, it is your duty as Lord to think about such things. But our opponent would not be another nation's army, but simple bandits. I cannot help but wonder if that is truly a priority right now. Yeah, so this is pretty clearly not the better option of the two. Just off of what she's saying here. Having bandits in our domain is certainly a problem that concerns House Wolford, and yet, I mean, deep in thought, it certainly seemed like it was the same, but I don't know, from you know her, what she was actually saying, it didn't seem like she was as wild about that choice. So we'll stick with the top option this time again. All right, so I'm gonna save here in front of Eredor. All Alright, let's see here. The Crown City is finally back in Glenbrook's hands, but our work's far from over.
Lad.
Where do you think we should go from here, lad? Alright, so again, we want to go with, we should look into the bandits spotted. So you want to accompany Lady Frederica to the Rosellan village, eh? Is it really that important right now, lad? Okay, where is Erador? Erador. It's actually the bottom option. I'm curious as to what bandits would hope to find in the Rosellan village. They must have some goal to travel so far.
You're onto something.
It is pretty strange now that you mention it. I doubt there's anything of interest there for your average bandit. Do you think it's possible they heard about the key that'll free the Roselle? If they did, there's a chance they'll think it'll fetch a pretty price. There is that legend, but ain't no way we can prove it's real. In any case, we can't just let bandits think they have the run of this place. Thanks for that, lad. I think you might be right about the Rosellan village. Yeah, it definitely seems like that's the choice to go with. So let's do this, and we will begin the votes.
It is time to cast our votes. We have 3 options before us. Return to the Wolfort domain, depart to the Rosellan village, or stay in the capital. Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
You have my vote.
Alright, so that looks like Anna's agreeing with us. After much deliberation, I've decided to let your convictions lead us.
I have faith in you.
I was uncertain, but I trust your judgment, Lord Serenoa. Yeah, so there, Huette, it sounds like she's agreeing with us as well. So that should be what?
You won me over.
5 votes for us? 4. Got no good reason to disagree with you, lad. You have my vote. Actually, it should be 5, right? Total of 5 for our choice.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Yep, that's us winning. Yeah, there you have it. 5 votes for us. All right, good deal.
The way forward is decided. We march to the Rosellan village and drive the bandits from the surrounding woods.
Serenoa's convictions have been strengthened. Excellent.
I shall accompany Frederica to defend the Rosellan village. I know not what the bandits are after, but I cannot allow them to run rampant over the land.
Thank you, Serenoa. I am heartened to have you by my side.
Very well. Fulfill your duty to your domain. I shall see to things in the capital.
Then I shall venture to the Wolfort domain and make our report to Lord Simon in your stead.
And this is farewell for now. King Roland, Benedict, until our reunion in the capital.
All right. Roland and Benedict left the party. Banner's worth completed. I just realized I was like whistling. I thought I had my microphone muted. Nope. So you get to hear the stylings of Mike. All right, I'm gonna save my game here, but let's see here. Do I want to? Yeah, I'm gonna end this one here because we're at 35 minutes on the dot. So, as always, hope the guide was helpful, and thank you for watching.